Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our midnight live streaming where we talk about the state of our nation. This is 12 a.m. Nigeria time, GMT 001. And today we'll be talking about why the people, the citizens of Nigeria, must make sure that they take the power that belongs to them and make sure that the government will have fear before them. Because when the government fear the people, there is liberty. But when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. There has been the state of anarchy, but this anarchy has a different definition. This anarchy is totally different from the anarchy you know. You see, Professor Pielo Lumumba told us a story. He said that when the cattle is being led by the herdsmen, if they are leading the cattle will think that they are doing good to them. If only the cattle can realize that these people that are leading them to the slaughterhouse, they will treat them differently. So I've come to tell you that so many Nigerians don't know that we are like, a sheep that is being led to the slaughterhouse. And you are thanking those who are leading you to the slaughterhouse. Because as far as I'm concerned, what the Nigerian government are doing, they are just leading us to doom. And that is why we are canvassing for the people to arise. And that is why we are saying it repeatedly, that when government fear the people, there is liberty. But when the people fear the government, there is tyranny, there is oppression, there is doom. Everything you can think about bad government, anytime the people are afraid of the government, know that those people are already in bondage. I'm sorry to say this, man, Nigerians are in bondage. And in the wake of this forthcoming protest, we are going to liberate ourselves by all means. We are going to liberate ourselves by occupying the roads in the street of Nigeria. We are going to liberate ourselves by understanding that the power belongs to us. We are going to liberate ourselves because we have a government who are leading us to doom. And they are pretending that they are leading us to victory. They are pretending that they are leading us to give us job. They are pretending that they are leading us to give us basic amenities, dividends of democracy. But indirectly, they are leading us to the slaughterhouse. They are leading us to sell us. That is the situation we have in Nigeria today. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our midnight live streaming where we talk about the state of our nation. You know what?
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I love them. They apply to humanity. Before America became what it is, they had enlightened men. We hold this truth to be self-evident, that all men are born equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable right, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it is for this reason that governments are instituted amongst men, and that when those governments fail to perform, it is the duty of those people to rise up and to remove such governments.
Yes, it is the duty of the people to arise when the government fails. It is the duty of the people to topple the government when the government fails. It is your duty to arise when the government fails. This message is very simple. I want to let us know one thing. I will keep repeating this sentence, that any time the people are afraid of the government, there is no liberty. Anytime the people are afraid of the government, they are scared of the government, they are scared to protest, they are afraid to try anything, they are afraid to mobilize, they are afraid to criticize. Anytime you are afraid of the government, you are afraid to protest, know that you are in bondage. Look at, they have changed your hand. You are in prison already. The prison is not just the bars of the cell in the prison yard or in the police station or in the DSS detention or in the army barrack. The prison is a mental one. Mental prison is more dangerous than those who are in the prison. There are so many people who are in the prison, but they don't have the prison of mind. Those people are more free than so many of us. Why do you think that Nigeria citizen has not been able to do anything? If they want to protest, if they want to do this, if they want to do, because our consciousness is too low. And that is this message today. That any time the government fears the people, there is liberty, there is freedom, there is everything you can talk about. But any time that the people are afraid of the government, there is tyranny, there is oppression, there is no freedom, there is bondage. And that is why I've come to tell you today. I want you to check yourself. You listening to me, ask yourself, am I in prison? How to know whether you are in prison? I don't care to know whether you are driving Range Rover or you are living in duplex. How to check whether you are in prison right now is, are you afraid of the government? Are you afraid of the police? Are you afraid of the DSS? Are you supposed to be afraid of them? See, it is time for us to rise up to where we belong to. We are far below where we're supposed to be. And that is why the government can do anything to us. They can paddle the budget. They can borrow money for our children to pay. They can do everything you can talk about. You know what baffles me most? It is so unfortunate that Nigerian politicians are now joining banditry. I mean, Nigerian politicians are now joining banditry. They are joining they are bandits. You don't understand what I'm saying. I mean, Nigerian politicians, the House of Assembly member, former local government chairman, these people join banditry. And you mean people are still keeping quiet, people are unable to arise, people are unable to speak in your presence, people you are elected to go and protect you join banditry, they are using their account to collect ransom. This is the message from the Commissioner of Police in one state. Listen to
we can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara state. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara state. We arrested a district head we also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex. So in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people are involved in this banditry. More alarming and more disturbing is the involvement of a district head in supplying drugs to the bandits. So in that respect, your presence here today
I know so many people will not understand this. Where a local government, former local government chairman, where a House of Assembly member gets involved in banditry and people are still folding their hands. We have been sold already. We have been sold. See, there is nothing that we can do apart from coming out to show these people that we are still, after all, we are still human beings now. We are treated below human beings. How can leaders, district head, you know what it means to be a district head, right? Meaning you are the guidance of the people. You know what it means to be former local government chairman, right? You know what it means to be a current House of Assembly member. No, people don't understand this. I want you to watch this again.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara State. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara State. We arrested a district head we also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex. So in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people are involved in this banditry. More alarming and more disturbing is the involvement of a district head in supplying drugs to the bandits.
Is this not enough to close down this country in protest? Is this not enough to shut down this country in protest? Have you seen, see, look at my problem. Police is now telling the whole world that politicians are the bandits. Maybe politicians are still people that they are calling ipob that are terrorizing the Southeast. Maybe it's not even people you know, people you think about. Politicians can go to any length to do things because of the money in their pockets. That is how the Nigerian politicians are. They don't care about you. They don't care about your life. Only thing they need to do, anything that can give them money to the extent of becoming the member of bandits. Is this not enough for people to come out in the street and take back their country? You see, if people are talking sometimes, I just laugh. I am laughing because they don't even know what they are doing. If you talk about protest, they say, no, if you come up on this way to be, anytime you are afraid of the government, you are in bondage, you are in prison. Some people are already in life imprisonment in Nigeria. And most of you are watching me, you are in life imprisonment. And the life imprisonment I mean is that you are unable to emancipate your mentality. You don't even know that you are in trouble. You don't know that you are in trouble. Most Nigerians are in life imprisonment. They can't even talk to their politicians. Their politicians will do evil against them, will do everything bad against them. They can't talk to their politician. Only thing they will do when they see that politician is coming, they will raise their hand, they will praise the politician. That is the man killing you there. That is the man killing you. We are so weak. We are so dull. Do you know that many Nigerians think that protest is a crime? That is how dull Nigerians can be. Many Nigerians, they think that protest is a crime. Once you are protesting, it's a crime. You are sinning against the government. When you are protesting, they can arrest you and put you to jail. That is how far our mentality has gone. And nobody is talking about it. If we continue like this, we will not have a place to call our own at all. In all levels, everywhere. See, with this fear you have, you can't request for anything. Do you think that most people who are agitating, right from the time of OPC and all those Yoruba Nation, this thing, do you know why they have not been able to get most of the things they want? It is because of fear. People are afraid. Most of them are afraid to die. They will say, oh no, do you know how many people that have died? You know, we are afraid, but every day people are dying. People are dying. I do not say that we should come out, to die. I do not say we should come out so that we'll be killed. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we must assume where we belong. These people have dethroned us. So they have dethroned us. They make us think that we are just nothing. That is what they think. Oh, you are just nothing. You don't have value as far as they are concerned. And you know what? Their children is in different level. Their children cannot go to school you are going. Their children cannot go to the hospital you are going. Their children cannot go to any, even in the cinema you are going, you can't see their children because you people are not in the same level. You know what? It is your money they are using to train their children. And that is why you are like that. Nobody, the time is gone where people will tell people, come and protest. If you like, you protest. If you don't like, stay at home. Nobody will dash you freedom. Nobody will dash you a new country. Nobody will dash you your region. Even your community, nobody will dash you. If you don't take time, the terrorists they call bandits, they will come, they will chase you out of your community and you can't do anything because you are fear. You will be shaking. Anytime you hear this one is coming, you will be shaking. Tell me who is not going to die. Tell me who is not going to die. Is this one we are living life? Is this one we are living? Is it life? Do you know what it means to be a citizen? Do you know what it means to be a citizen? Well, I think the answer is here. We must occupy Nigerian streets. I know why I'm saying this. There must be a peaceful mass protest. Violence doesn't get things done. When you do violent things, it will enable military to start shooting. You see, when we come out, everybody will lie down in the street there. When they see that these people are not relenting, the first day, the second day you are there, the third day you are there, the fourth day you are there, nobody will send message to them again. They will begin to answer everything you are protesting for. And if you don't want to do, no problem. Keep on living where you are living. But I'm telling you that most of Nigerians are in everlasting prison. Prison I'm talking about is not when they put you behind the bars. The mental prison is the one of the most dangerous prison. The people today who are telling you that they don't want to protest, who are telling you that if you protest, it's a crime. The people who are trying to sell this message to you, you know what they do? They are very smart. During Goodluck Jonathan, you know how they protested? You don't know. Let me Nigeria jaga jaga, not be today. Do you still need more explanation? The people who organized this protest, Tinubu was there, Buhari was there, Osibanjo was there, Professor Olosoyinka was there, Adeboye was there, most of them. And when the time they were protesting, how much was fuel? How much was one bag of rice was how much then? The insecurity, can you compare it with insecurity we are seeing today where politicians are involved? But you know what? They marched down to the National Assembly, then they staged there. They marched down to government everywhere. They call it a revolution. And you know what? They removed Goodluck Jonathan. And after that time, everybody is now afraid to protest. Everybody is now afraid to protest. We are prisoners. Either you like it or not, we are prisoners and we don't know what we are doing. See, if you like, stay at home. If you like, do what you want. Your children will come out and begin to fight. If you like, say your children, they are Americans, born them in Europe, born them in America. You know what? One day, they will ask your father, we want to go home. And if they come home, God forbid, they will kidnap them. You will know what you have not fight that is waiting for your children. And that is what we don't want to happen. These people that are telling you that protest, there are more ways to do this. They use protest to get what they were looking for. They use protest to get what they were looking for. A sitting president, I call that a coup. Forget that election that happened 2015. They were determined to make sure that they remove Goodluck Jonathan. They were determined. And everything they planned came to pass. That was the greatest propaganda. and someone here is telling you that you should not prepare. But you know what? I am beginning to love people from the north because of this protest, the way they are preparing. And a lot of people are saying, when Buhari was president, why did they not talk? Hey, let's be sincere to ourselves. What Buhari did for 8 years, Tinubu has done it for 2 years. We don't know how the rest year of Tinubu is going to be. Let me tell you, what is coming, they don't know. Listen to this.
Na nace da Allah babu wani shugaba wallahi wanda ya mace da duka ta haifa wanda muka ji tsoro hodi mu gaskiya. Mun yi so in mun hodi gaskiya ka a bari mu koma gida a kashe mu. Ba Abuja ba a kai mu lahira, lahira ta yi Abuja sauƙin zuwa ba. Abuja sai an kashe kuɗi ko a kai mu lahira ta yi sauƙin zuwa. Don haka ji tsoron Allah, mun hodi ma ka ji tsoron Allah, ka ji tsoron Allah. An ce ya ayyuhan nabiyyu taqillaha, ya kai annabi ka ji tsoron Allah balanta na kai Bola Ahmed Tinubu dan mace guda ka hodi ma gaskiya. Who are you? Ba za hodi ma gaskiya ba. Wallahi in Najeriya suna cikin matsaloli ha, suna cikin matsala dole haɗi ma gaskiya in kana gyarawa ka gyara. Kuma muna roƙon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in baka da niyyar gyara Allah ka rosa ka. Allah ka rosa Bola Tinubu in bai da niyyar gyara. Allah ka rosa shi in bai da niyyar gyara. In yana da niyyar gyara Allah ka taimake shi. A kuntata ma Najeriya Allah ka kuntata mai. Allah kwassa in Najeriya cikin musiwa da bala'i shi ma Allah shi kada shi.
If you want to know what is happening in the northern part of the country, I want you to tune into TikTok. When it comes to people who have the space, Nigerian TikTok space, they are the northerners. And you know what? They don't speak English. But those who understand Hausa language will understand what this man is saying. Who is Tinubu to tell us not to protest? Who is Tinubu to tell us not to protest? That is the question you have to ask yourself today. Who is Tinubu to tell you not to protest? Who is he? The man who organized protests, the man who has been sponsoring protests since 1993. He don't reach a turn. He say make people not protest. You see, this life now turn by turn. His own will be transparent. It will be transparent. There is no going back on it. There is no going back. Let's listen to
Barrister most Nigerian youth have taken inspiration from the very from the very resounding statement of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who had tweeted in the past warning the police not to harass Nigerians or to harass people who are protesting. And if you go on social media, you will also see documented statements issued in the past by this president, encouraging public protest. It is the same for other people in the government. So when we look back, I believe that Tinubu is actually a supporter of protests. His public statements in that regard are very clear. And those who are going to come out to protest, they are not going to be inhibited by intimidation, by threats, because what is the issue really about? The policeman on the streets who is being given an AK-47 to shoot at a protester, when he goes back home, he's also affected by the economy. Our soldiers that are being deployed to stop people from protesting, they are also victims of the misgovernance. Even personnel of the self-security service, they have families. They are affected by what is going on. So I think we have gotten to a point that we are all collective victims of the misrule. So whether the government wants to engage, whether the government wants to have a conversation, whether the government wants to listen or not, it is up to them. But one thing is certain. I don't think Nigerians are willing to be a conquered people. I don't think we are ready to live in a country where we cannot exercise our constitutional rights. Because that is the point that we have to stress, that protesting is not a gift, right? It is not something that the government say, oh, I have decided to give it to you today. As a matter of fact, Section 39 of our Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of expression. Section 40 of the Constitution guarantees the right to peaceful assembly and association. And in exercising that right, you don't need the consent of the police. Indeed, even when the law enforcement agencies, for example, as they typically do, come out to say, oh, we have gathered intelligence that hoodlums are going to hijack the protest, that miscreants are going to take over, are going to cause
mayhem, damage to buildings.
The law remains that even when you have gathered such intelligence, even when you believe that that protest will turn violent, you do not have the right to stop it. And this is an argument that we have fought and won in courts, including the case of Inspector General of Police and ANPP. where the then General Buhari led members of his party to protest. And the case of, Charlie Boy Oputa and Inspector General of Police, the courts have made this clear. So even when you believe there will be violence, people still have the right to protest. There is no alternative to protest. I think that is just the truth of the matter.
It is time that nobody, no politician, not even Tinubu, not Akpabio, can decide what we are going to do with our rights. This is a point of Rubicon that this is a point of no return. Nobody will determine what we are going to do with our rights. Let me tell you, if they let them go and carry bomb, nobody can stop us not occupy the Nigerian street for good 7 days. Nobody, born of man and woman. See, there is nothing Nigerian politicians have not done against the people. I just played a video to you now, right? A video how the police commissioner in Zamfara is saying that the House of Assembly member, former local government chairman, and so on and so forth, these people are involved in banditry. They are kidnapping people, politicians, and you want people to fold their hands? It's not going to happen. Never. It is time, because right from my childhood, I have been seeing all these things going on in Nigeria. So we should continue to just follow them. They have security, they have police, and they are still the ones sponsoring insecurity. So how can you throw a stone and you expect the stone not to touch you? How can you throw a stone and expect the stone not to hit you? No, the stone is going to hit them. But you know what is breaking now? If you have been following this live broadcast, there is a revelation one of our brother made, and we speak more about it, that a lot of people, a lot of politicians, they're already buying their ticket to leave Nigeria. And this a secret, I will call him a secret intelligence agent, because this guy is so smart. You know what he said? He said anytime the House of Assembly will go on break, you know that they are planning to leave Nigeria. Now, this is about 5 days before the protest. The National Assembly is breaking now that they are going to 7 days break. They are going to 7 days recess. You know what? They bought their ticket. They are going to France and United Kingdom. These are the major area. The statistics shows that they are going. Then other people who don't have visa, they are going to their, neighboring countries, but not Niger, not Mali, not Burkina Faso, because these people will not allow Nigerian politicians to step in again. So people don't know what is coming. People are just folding. And let me tell you, if you don't have food in your house, go and buy food now, because you don't even know what is coming. We are not coming out to fight. We are not coming out for violence. But what we say, there will be no movement. Even Basco, unless in the village you can drive Basco, even Basco will not move. There will be total shutdown of Nigeria. It is time, and enough is enough. There is nothing. See, Nigeria is ripe for this. Nigeria is totally ripe for this. There is no other time for us to do this. Why are we protesting? So many people have been asking, why are we protesting? Let's listen to this video.
If the youths of this very country don't do anything, Nigeria is doomed. Many of us that are youths do not even know what is about to hit us in the nearest future. Thankfully, the youths are rising. A peaceful protest is about to be set into motion. The youths are waking up. The level of hardship in Nigeria is alarming. A lot of things are against the youth. The government are against the youth. The police are against the youth. EFCC are turning into a tool used only by those in power against the youth. The judicial system is now selective in passing justice. Many corrupt politicians are fixing their family members in strategic positions so that after their heavy looting, their wives, their husbands, or even their children can use the court of law and save their corrupt souls. Where is the future for a common man in this country called Nigeria? In this video, I will expose the hidden reason why the youths of Nigeria needs to do a peaceful against bad governance. I want us to have a clearer outline. Corruption in Nigeria is a chain reaction. From the First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, and now the Fourth Republic, corruption has been in place. Nigeria as a country has lost over $600 billion to corruption. The painful part is that many of our politicians steal this money in dollars and not in naira, because they know that the naira will keep on depreciating. We are even talking about the 27.5 trillion naira budget allocation for 2024. Do you know that the former Senate President Ahmed Lawan and his cohorts misappropriated 30 trillion naira, and the matter has been swept under the carpet? Nobody is saying anything about it. This is more than the 2024 budget. The most painful part why Nigerian youth are agitating is that our politicians are stealing billions and billions of dollars on a monthly basis, but Nigeria as a country don't have enough gross domestic products. Aside crude oil, which we export in its crude state, we don't have a major source of income, maybe a mineral resources that we export and get money in foreign currencies. In return, majority of our annual budget are money borrowed from the International Monetary Fund. Now, this is where the future of Nigerian youths are in jeopardy. Our corrupt politicians using the International Monetary Fund to sponsor their corrupt and their exorbitant lifestyle. There are two things that are detrimental to the progress of a Nigerian youth in the nearest future. Number one is our corrupt politicians, and number two is the money borrowed from International Monetary Fund and the policies that goes with refunding of such an amount of money. Now, let me explain. From our corrupt politicians, from the 27.5 trillion naira that we have as a 2024 budget, the politicians are going to scamper, they are going to loot, they are going to steal at least 60% of that money. Bet me, these people are too greedy, they are too corrupt. Now, secondly, the International Monetary Fund and the money borrowed from them with the policies attached with the borrowing. For every amount borrowed from the International Monetary Fund, there is a policy that says that Nigeria as a country cannot withdraw all the money. There is a minimum withdrawal limit for every money borrowed from IMF. Now, here is where it gets nasty. Nigeria is already owing IMF 110 billion US dollars. And any small thing, we will run back to IMF to borrow more money, from which many politicians will still steal from. What we are doing with IMF, it is us compromising on the future generation just to satisfy the gratifications of today. We are merely feeding the pockets of our hungry and corrupt politicians. The IMF, at a first glance, it seems as though their offer is very fair, giving Nigeria 1% interest on money borrowed, and also telling Nigeria that they are not liable to start repayment until after 10 years. For example, if Nigeria borrowed $1 billion in 2024, paying back of that $1 billion will start in the year 2034, giving Nigeria a 10 years grace. Now, here is the issue. The 10 years grace is not the problem. Spreading the loan over a period of 30 years, even after the 10 years grace, is not the problem. The challenge here is the depreciation of Naira. Now, don't get me wrong. If Nigeria collects $1 billion, Nigeria will pay back that same amount of money. Not in the Naira, but we still convert their Naira to dollars just to be able to pay back IMF. Imagine if in 2024, $1 is being sold at 1,000 Naira. Imagine what will happen in 2064, that is 40 years from now. How much will Nigeria need to pay back to complete the payment of $1 billion US dollars? With an exchange rate of 1,000 Naira per $1, Nigeria will need to pay 1 trillion Naira to pay back $1 billion US dollars. But in 2064, if at that time $1 is equivalent to 5,000 Naira, it means that Nigeria will need to pay back 5 trillion Naira just to pay back $1 billion US dollars. You are not talking about the interest though. You have not talked about the interest. So you see, what we are doing currently with our government is just compromising on the resources that will be available for the future generation just because of our immediate gratifications. In the future, Nigeria might become bankrupt. Natural resources have a limit to which they can be stressed. This crude oil we are exploring like this, a time is going to come where crude oil is going to be no more. What will our future...
I have to stop it there. I have to stop it there because, you see, what Nigerian politicians are doing, whether they already know that maybe there will not be Nigeria in the future, I don't know. Maybe they already know that there will not be a Nigeria in the future, because if they don't think in that manner, I don't know any reason why they will be doing like this. Now, for the correction, yes, I said that they are going 7 days break. It's not 7 days, 7 weeks. Now, let me ask you this question. These people just came back from whether they call it recess, where they stayed how many weeks or how many days at home. Now they are embarking another one. So it doesn't match. It is not, I'm talking about 3 weeks ago, they came back now. Why are they still going? So they don't want to be around where everything is happening, where the protest is happening, and so on and so forth. You know what? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I know that from tomorrow, people will begin to leave. All these politicians, they have got their ticket. They are going to London and France. Majority of them, you people in London will see majority of them there. I know they have their houses. You might not even see them. They come down from airport, they go to their houses. All of them, they will begin to dig holes to enter. Why? Because they have sinned against the people. Politicians, time will come because people are suffering. You people will be afraid to walk. They can't even walk on the street of Nigeria. And the time is now. They can't walk on the street of Nigeria because what is going on now? How can it be that a country that has mineral resources, a country that has crude oil, they have gold, we have tin, we have iron ore, we have so many minerals, and people are dying of malnutrition? How can it be? How can it be in 21st century? People are still afraid of their government. How can it be? If you talk, they say, no, I'm not a Mongo, I'm not this. So you are in prison, you are in mental prison, you don't know what you are doing. See, you don't know how sweet a country can be. When you call a place your country and it's working, you don't know how sweet it can be. If you have ever dreamed how a sweet country is, nobody will tell you what to do. I bet you, nobody will tell you what to do. If you know what a sweet country is, if you know what a country is, nobody will tell you. So right now, I think we are going to open our line for calls so that we'll hear people's opinion, because this is a public opinion platform where people come to share their thoughts. But don't forget that when the government fears the people, there is liberty. And when the people fears the government, there is tyranny. So don't forget that we are in bondage. Either you say, God forbid, God not forbid, God is not coming to liberate you. This one is not a witchcraft. This one is not a demonic activity. This is people's demonic activities. So God is not coming for that. It is your power that God has given you. You will use to liberate yourself. So nobody should even call God in this situation. Nobody should involve religion. This is struggle that has to do with your own self. So it is time for you to liberate yourself. Williams, okay, Mary, good morning. Thanks for joining. Onyechukwu Meze TV, thanks for joining, my brother. Emmanuel Okoye, good morning. Thanks for joining. Grace, okay, thanks for joining. Williams Okoro, Azobo Ine, good morning. Thanks for joining. Gandan Vibes, Onyechukwu Meze TV, Christ Message TV, Assemblies of Jehovah Fire Ministry. Thanks everyone for joining. John Okafor, John Candos, Dominic Eju, then Wankwo. Thanks everyone for joining. Further Sako, good morning. Thanks for joining. John Esetros, thanks for joining. Iwu Biafra, good morning. Thanks for joining. Truth and Questions, thanks for joining. Ajibuwa Babatunde Johnson, good morning, Babatunde. Thanks for joining. Sansin Jidofo, good morning. Thanks for joining. Daniels, thanks everyone for joining in. Now we have to start receiving calls and to hear people's opinion. Thanks everyone for joining in. So I've been seeing calls coming, but we were busy that time explaining things. You can start calling in. We are going to receive your call. Oluwa Baminda, good morning. Thanks for joining in. How are you people preparing for the forthcoming protest? Remember that if you are not protesting, don't discourage people who are going there to protest. Because as I was saying, we are in bondage, but you won't understand. We're in bondage because in our country, nothing is working. Absolutely nothing. Nothing is working in our country. The politicians are doing everything they could to make sure they kill us. But it's not going to happen. Janet said, trust. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Now, further, Sako said that Tinubu is deliberately lying to the gullible, asking them to be patient, that he heard their complaints. Live from the pit of hell. He just buying time, just like other politicians. Well, that is a normal thing every politician will say. They will tell you, oh, calm down, calm down. You know, I said, I played a video for you. How Tinubu organized a protest against Jonathan. So when Tinubu is telling you that, oh, no, don't do this, don't do this, look at what they did with Jonathan. Look at it. This is what Tinubu, Buhari, Woloshoyinka, Adeboye, Osibanjo, I will call out all of their names. This is what they did to Jonathan. RIP Jonathan Haram. Because Jonathan was telling the North that you people are sponsoring Boko Haram. You know what Buhari said? Buhari said that if you fight against Boko Haram, you are fighting against the North. Look at what they do. See, history will not forget. See, internet will not forget. History will not forget. Internet will not forget. This is what he did to Jonathan. So when Tinubu will be telling you, don't worry. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I've heard you people, there is no need to protest. The need to protest is now or never. Are you not seeing people who are dying? Are you not seeing people who are dying in the North? This is human beings like you now. Come on. These are human beings like you. These are human beings like. Just imagine if yourself is in this position. And if we do not do anything right, God forbid, tomorrow we might still be like this. It's not a curse. But this is the reality. People are dying every day. So how can the man come out to tell you that he is going to do anything? Look at human beings like you. Look at how they are lying. These people, they don't do anything. They are in their ancestral home. They slept, they wake up. They did not wake. They did not even live to wake up. People mob them. And I am saying that there is no go back to these protests. No going back. No going back at all. So if Tinubu is telling you people that don't worry, you people should not worry, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, we have heard you. Tinubu is not on social media. They didn't tell you, Abi. Tinubu is not, he don't hear. He don't hear. He said it by himself. He said, I'm not on social media because when I enter social media, I will be angry. I will get angry and I will be offended. That's what he said. So if such a person is telling you that, oh, don't worry, I've listened to you people. Did he have solution? This man don't have solution. So I know that he has been sponsoring a lot of people, telling them, no, you people should go and mobilize, make sure that people did not come out and vote, come out and protest, make sure. I say, no problem. But you know what? Someone who sponsors fake bishops can sponsor fake protesters. Don't be surprised that they will see people who are canvassing for Tinubu. They will say Tinubu is leading well, Tinubu is leading well. What Tinubu cannot do does not exist. A very bad man. He mobilized mechanics to form as a bishop for his campaign. Someone who has carried out such activities, nobody will tell you that he will go to any extent to make sure that he disorganized the protest. But you know what? We are ready. We are ready, and there is no going back about that. You see, if you are being motivated by what is in your brain, no one can stop you, because it's like an idea whose time has come. But if you are paid to come and campaign or to come and protest against us, you can't protest in 7 days. But we'll be there 7 days. If rain come, if they pay you, you will go. Because you don't have that zeal. You are working because of money. You are working because of money. But if you are coming now because of your willingness, let rain beat us. Let sun beat us. There is no price that is too hard for freedom, people will not understand what I'm saying. If not because of tyranny, tell me why Nnamdi Kanu is still in the detention. Just tell me, why is Nnamdi Kanu still in the detention? Someone that was arrested. He was arrested getting to 10 years. As powerful as federal government is, they have not found him guilty. No court has found him guilty. So there is no going back to this protest. Terrorism, price of fuel, Nigeria, what is it called? Dangote just exposed Nigerian politicians in a big time. Dangote exposed them. Let me have this call. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. You're welcome.
It's like your YouTube is still on. It's vibrating on the background.
It is?
Yeah, it's like your YouTube is still on. So talk to us. Your name and where you're calling from, sir.
I'm calling from US. My name is Ben.
Thanks for joining us, Mr. Ben.
Yes, sir.
So talk to us. I believe there is no introduction because you must have been with us for all this while. So tell us your contribution towards what we are saying.
I mean, first of all, to know how serious the government is, all right? You know, we have to make a demand, all right?
Yeah.
But I will say this. To see how serious they want to. I mean, I'm not saying they have, but just to see how serious they are, they have to release Nnamdi Kanu first.
Yeah.
All right? Because Nnamdi Kanu have to be in the forefront with us too. You know, that man is fighting, that's why he's in incarceration. You understand? Because of the same thing that we are fighting for today. You understand? So we need that man, that voice that started everything. Everything we are saying today, Nnamdi Kanu was the first that started it. So it would be unfair if we are doing this and that man is still in incarceration, you know, over there. So we need to hold the government down to the point where they have to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally first. And then they will start implementing the rest of the stuff. They will tell them, you know, the rest of the demand. And like I said, demand is end bad governance. Demand that we are putting up is end intimidation, killing us. Remove those bad eggs that we have there. You understand? Conduct referendum. It's not a crime to conduct referendum.
Yeah.
But how we know that they are ready to listen to us is by releasing Nnamdi Kanu first. And I would say this protest should have different phase. You understand? Should have like plan A, plan B, all the way to plan Z. Because this government, I don't trust them. Nigeria, I don't trust them. You understand? If you come, they will switch. If you come, they will switch. That's why they accused P2B.
Okay.
So that's my I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's my contribution. I want if we want to, we have to bring them and let them know, hey, you have to release Nnamdi Kanu first. Then let's start talking. While the protest is going on, let's start talking. Whoever is going to be in the front negotiating with these people, let's start talking. You understand?
Yeah.
Nnamdi Kanu, first of all, should be released instantly. And whoever is the DSS boss has to be fired immediately. Because these are the people disrespecting, these are the people breaking the law. The court will give their judgment, the DSS will say no. I know the DSS is taking order from somebody, someone, all right? But let's start the sanitation, to sanitize Nigeria from there. You know? And then if they say no, then the plans will change. You understand? If they say no to anyone, any demand that they bring to the table, then the plans will change. But other than that, my brother, Nigeria, I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all.
Do you think that there is anyone that trusts them?
I mean, some fools will still come out and, you know, try to say something, you know, try to praise the government.
It's normal. It's normal. See, it's normal. Even those people who will pretend to be in the side of government, they know the truth. They don't even believe the government. They know everything, including the government themselves, including your president, the person they call your president. He knows the truth.
But my president.
But yeah, he knows the truth, but he's pretending. We are all pretending in that country as if we don't know anything, but we know the truth. And it's so pathetic.
Yes. And that's why I keep saying this. I charge every Yoruba person and every Hausa person, because they are listening. We have good Hausa brothers. We have good Yorubas. I have friends all over. You understand?
Yeah.
They should understand that the people doing this, committing this crime, this terrorism against the citizens of Nigeria, there are few of them.
Mm.
The only power they have is security. I'll tell you the truth. It's not their money, it's nothing. The only power, the only thing they use is just the security.
Mm.
So if they can find a way to block that chain, you understand? It will make these people powerless. The only, if you're an army man listening to this thing, all I'm telling you today, understand that the only power why it looks like these people have money. The same money they have, you can have that money tomorrow. They're only manipulating you. They will go to your boss. They go bribe your boss, tell your boss, do this, that. They will now start giving order. And our innocent military men will start dying just like that, with no good welfare. Are you not tired of that? Policeman, are you not tired? So I will tell I charge every policeman, every army, every Yoruba, every Hausa, and every Igbo man, because we still have some useless Igbo people that will come out and still take money behind. You understand?
Yeah.
That the politicians they are using. So we're telling everybody, this is the final change. After now, if you cannot join the race, you understand, to make this change, my brother, if this thing succeeds, you will have nowhere in Nigeria. In fact, no part of the world, because anywhere they see you, you understand, you become like a threat. You know? So, I mean, that's all I have to say for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and contribution. In the words of P.N.O. Lumumba, that is the first video I show you people. He said that when you are leading either cattle or sheep, you are leading them, they will love you because they don't know your intention towards them. If they will only know that you are going to sell them, they will not treat you the way they do. And that is what Nigerian politicians are doing. The way they are leading people. We don't even know where they are leading us to. If people can only know where these politicians are leading us to, you will not behave the way you are doing. Let's have another call. Yeah, let's have another call. Another caller. Thank you so much. Good morning, sir.
Hello, Mr. Okocha.
Yeah, Mr. Bosco, please tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello, Coach. I'm calling from Georgia. My name is, of course, Bosco. I've said it already.
Thanks for joining us, sir.
Yeah, you see, my brother, the issue of Nigeria, I tell you no lies. If you sit back and think about it, sometimes you will just want to kill yourself. I'll be honest with you. Because everybody, we have our own country where we have everything that was given to us free of charge. But we're in another country, enslaving ourselves to make ends meet, and we're going through a whole lot. That's why it seems like we're agitating for, agitating to be free. You see, when you look at the whole thing surrounding Nigeria, you don't even know where to start from. In the sense that when you think of Tinubu, I've sat down and I think about this man called Tinubu, which we know that is not his real name in the first place. We don't even know where this man came from. We don't even know his real age. We don't have no background about him, where he went to school and everything. We don't have nothing, no detailed information of somebody who is reading about 200 people in that contraption. We don't have. Nobody has come and said him and Tinubu went to school. Went to maybe secondary school or primary school, secondary school, or up to university. Nobody can tell. We just have somebody who said it is my turn, and he snatched up and took the presidency. Well, he took it. Now he's ruling. Tell me what he has achieved. Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
We have entered what they call one chance government, my brother. We have entered one chance government. We don't even know where to start from to think about the whole thing going on in that country called Nigeria.
And then every slave or any slave that did not rebel does not deserve pity.
My brother, You see, Okocha, there is this thing I was looking at. One guy that I saw on YouTube, this Yoruba man is a doctor in Canada. He was talking about, I think, a friend of his or whatever that called him and said, hey, he bought 3 houses already. If you don't have that clip, I'll send it to you later. He bought 3 houses. He bought 1 for him, bought 2 for himself. He bought 3 houses in Canada. He wants to buy the 4th one. This man is a doctor. He called him and said, hey, doctor, can he help him buy, buy property in Canada? And all these people I'm talking about, everything is all paid cash. And this guy is a politician, but it's not like a big shot, like a governor. He's just ordinary politician that have just a little, a very lower post in the government.
Okay.
But look at what he's saying. 4 properties already in Canada. Want to buy the 4th one. I will send you the clip. You listen to it, and later maybe you can play it maybe tomorrow. So what am I saying? I'm saying this because the corruption in Nigeria, it is what has brought us to this spot where we are today. That is why we are where we are today. I was listening to an interview about some of the indigenous people of is it Abuja? They were saying that they are not part of. They will not protest. They will not come up for the protest. That Tinubu has done work for them. I don't know if you have seen that clip or whatever. That
no, I'm not seeing that.
Try to. Oh, you need to see it. It was just today that they are not going to come out to protest that Tinubu has done so well for them. That why would they come and try to destabilize Tinubu's government? Just today I was just listening to it just a few minutes ago before joining you. So brother, what I'm trying to tell you is this. This is the only opportunity we have to make sure we demand what we really want and just get. If we don't get it this time, brother, we cannot get it. And some of these people that are telling us not to come out and protest. These people, if you check when they started, becoming what the position where they are, we were older than them. But look at them, all these old people. I don't understand how these old people in Nigeria are politicians. They basically don't do nothing. They go to that Senate, they sit down there, they pay them all huge amounts of money, and people are starving and dying. They don't care. And the worst part of it all, even though people are talking about protesting, this man that we don't even know where he came from, that called himself Tinubu, he has not come out publicly to address the people of Nigeria. You're sending your aides and whoever is speaking for you. What that simplifies is he don't care about you guys. He doesn't care about Nigerians
at all.
That's why he's sending his aides. Because if you do care, he's going to come out like Ruto is doing in Kenya and try to address the people of Nigeria. This guy don't care for us. That's why I say we have entered a one-chance government. Until we decide that take this protest, take it, because of course they will kill, no doubt. But if they are killing and people keep resisting, at the time they will give up. This is the only opportunity we have. And if we don't try to, if we don't make it up here right now, this is it for us. My brother, that's what I want to contribute. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know.
Ourselves, we do not know. Let's have another contact. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Thanks for joining us, sir. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yes, my name is Ebuka Johnson. I'm from Ashtags, South Africa. I've been calling here. I've been following you all the time. Good morning.
Thanks for joining us, sir. So what is your contribution to what we are discussing tonight, sir?
Yeah, it's not power, hunger, and the other things. In a developed world, sometimes the president resign for peace to reign. But everything in Nigeria concerning this APs, I don't know if they know something of resigning.
Africa president will resign for you, right?
Yeah.
They prefer to die in that seat. They prefer to die in that seat than to resign.
Yes, I stay here in South Africa. There's a time they tell Zuma to resign. He tried to make consultation, do everything. He said he cannot work. He resigned. The same thing to Deputy President of my prison in this regime. When he said things are not going the way he wanted, he resigned quietly. So why in Nigeria? You know you are not governing nice. People say they want to protest. Why can't you call them before time? If not negligence, it doesn't value us. That's the problem.
You know that they don't value us now. That is what I'm saying, that we are in bondage, we're in prison, and people don't want to understand. We're in prison.
Because had it been they value us, or we voted for you, and the people try to protest, you call them for round table talk. Never. They don't value people they are ruling. I remember ESAS, one guy, when we are listening to the news and everything, one person, people in Lagos said they wanted to come and address them in Lagos. He didn't come. He didn't value them we are ruling. That means we are not ruling them. How can a president of a nation, mostly Nigeria, whenever he stands, and the military man stand by his back, what does this signify? With a gun or with what? Are we in a military war? Because of impunity. That's the reason. Number two, these people who call themselves elect, or what, I don't know what they call themselves, they doesn't have us any person in mind. They only care for themselves and for their family. No other person is valid. It's very unfair. And the protest must go, whether they like it or not, because they have been protesting. So why now they don't want protest? They should ask themselves, not we ask them, they should ask themselves, why did they don't want to protest? Why they don't want? Why are you going up and down? You're using the money of the nation, giving people bribe. Since I was born, I never seen where a Nigerian is hungry looking for a food from the government. Say you're giving them palliative. You give somebody a bag of rice, eat it with what? That's the question people have to ask themselves. You fail. Stop going up and down, making the hell of us. Mostly by your number. What's the problem between you and the P2B, like Hope and Pastor Tommy? And I was listening to one of the news. One journalist, some journalists, they don't know how to ask questions because he wanted to supply the whole protest. He was asking Sowore, why is he not in Nigeria doing the protest? For what reason? Because if he's in Nigeria, either they kill him or they put him in prison. So whether they like it or whether they don't like it, the protest must go. And we stand by you guys in all means. Enough is enough.
All right. What is your contribution to this forthcoming protest? Are you making calls? Are you telling people why we should protest?
Why we should protest? We are not protesting to leave this regime to be in the seat.
Yeah. Are you calling your people? Since you are not around, are you calling your people to come and join the protest?
Yes. Yes, I've been calling them because we stay in your way. State.
Okay.
I've been calling my friends here. I've been gingering them to go. Even the first started with the Imo State governor to take him out of that.
But don't force anybody. But don't force anybody to protest. Okay? If anybody say they don't want to protest, it's still their right.
Yes, I'm talking to them politely. Try to tell them this is their fundamental human rights.
Yeah.
And they must speak for it.
I know that.
For you to survive.
Yeah.
For them to survive, for children to survive, they have to take the country back from all these criminals, call themselves elite.
That is right. Then you see, most of them are saying that they don't want to die. That is why they don't want to protest. But for me, people have been dying in Nigeria every day. You understand?
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know? I know you know this one. You know Galifayemi?
Yeah.
When I was following Galifayemi, I was so keen. I have love for that man. Do you know what he said in life? Whenever he called for protest, people are dying. He said, yes, you have to sacrifice people to get what you want. Yes. Before they killed Obidozo, I was in Germany. I listened to the video tape. Obidozo say yes. We use human being to move the nation and use human being to backwards the nation.
Mm.
There's nothing you want to get from government will be under this condition. We come under a plot of gold. No, people have to lose their life for that to persevere.
But we are not praying that people should lose their life, because we are not going for violence. And you know, this current protest is absolutely different. You see, like, I'm just making reference to what happened in 2014, 2015, where this President Bonda Tinubu, Buhari, I mentioned none of their name before, where they, organized protests against Jonathan, and things were not difficult like this when they did that. So it is their turn. And not just because of that. This is not about payback. This is all about taking what belongs to us back. This is all about taking our destiny back. How will Tinubu feel now when we come out and write RIP Tinubu or Tinubu Haram? This is what they did to Jonathan. You see, karma is very real. Karma is very real. Look at the administration. Look at how bad his administration is right now. Just look at. So that is why I am saying there is no going back. Everybody should come out in the street that day. So there is nothing that is going to happen. We are not coming out to burn things down. We are not coming out to do violence. We are just coming out to occupy the street. No movement. Right from the Aso Rock to the National Assembly, everywhere will be occupied. And people who say they don't want to protest, there is no problem. Sit where you are and allow people who want to protest. Do not discourage them. But one thing I'm telling you is that we are in prison. Our mentality is already in prison. Our mentality has already put us in prison. So it's a mental slavery. If we do not rise above this, one day it will manifest physically and we'll be in prison.
We have already get to that point you are talking. Because if we never get to that point, how can I no longer say P2B should be held responsible and even DSS should go and arrest him? This DSS, that's where I'm going now. This DSS, who call themselves, they are above the law. They don't have the siblings, or they don't have the family, or extended families.
They have.
Who they have? Okay. Why are they not a human being? Is somebody controlling you, driving on SUV, you yourself going with leg. Son, man, beating you. You are protecting an idiot. Even whenever I look to Nigeria, I feel so ashamed of myself. Since Nigeria never ever born, we never get president. Every time you see someone, either you wear a brother, or you wear a cap, or you do this, you can see a Nigerian president get smart whenever you're talking to another president, or when to go to what do you call it? When you go to this summit in America, you will see Nigerian president look ugly, look like somebody. Like we don't have a vibrant man.
But that is funny. That one is not our problem now. You know, when they are looking ugly.
Sorry. It's a part of the problem. It's a part of. Have you seen Nigerian president wearing a plain trousers and a plain shirt?
Well, if someone who wears a plain shirt or someone who wears agbada who did not dress well, if the person is not looting us.
That's something I want to enlighten you.
Okay.
Everybody about tradition. They were confusing people. You will see a Nigerian president. You look awkward. Why? Because we need to address it. We don't address this. There's a dressing code for a president. Even the president of America.
There is no dressing code for president. There is no.
No, this is a bad narrative. Just begins at home.
Yeah, what type of dressing do you prefer that president should dress?
He must always be on a suit.
No, absolutely wrong. President of a country, suit is not the tradition of our country. He's supposed not to put suit on his body. Our lawyers, I'm coming. Our judges are not supposed to wear wig. All these things are meant colonialist, colonial mentality that we have copied that is still keeping us up to today. Religion and colonialism. It's not supposed to happen for one day. What is president going to do with suit? Suit is not our uniform.
Can I correct?
Yeah. Talk to me.
South Africa here.
Yeah.
You know that they practice culture more than Nigeria. You know that.
Okay.
They practice culture more than you in Nigeria.
Okay.
The Zulu people like to wear something like something of.
I know the clothes of Zulu people, but that has nothing to do with a president wearing suit.
Yes, they always wear something leopard. Yes, they say it's cultural day. Everybody wears something.
Our president should be wearing agbada. Our president should be wearing agbada, ishago, all those Yoruba notausak. That is what they should be wearing.
On the traditional day.
There is nothing like, sir. There is nothing like traditional day. You do know that suit is a tradition. Calm down, sir. Calm down first.
Wait.
I wanted to ask you one question. I want only one question. The tradition of suit is from where?
It's a French suit.
No. You got it wrong. Suit is a tradition.
Okay, sorry. If you want to scrap that, okay, let's scrap it out. Then where the military man stand at the back of the president. Have you seen it in anywhere? It's not Nigeria.
See, all these things you are talking is not relevant, sir.
He knows one thing this to another. Did you know that the president of Nigeria, after God, the next person is the Nigerian president? Do you know that?
I disagree.
With the constitution. With the constitution of Nigeria. Have you seen the president of Nigeria? Somebody come to tell him what he did is wrong. He accepted it. Instead, he put you in prison.
Okay. Is that your problem, sir?
Yes, where the problem starts. Because you cannot, if you don't know where the started beating you don't know where it ends.
No problem, sir.
So this is where we are getting, but I'm still coming. This is where the problem starts.
Okay, just try to summarize it. You just have some minutes, just 2 minutes left.
Okay.
All right.
When we elect president, we elect it with our good heart. We didn't elect this man. And remember, this man did not even come on the day. He never tell Nigeria what you do for them. He only tell Nigeria this is my turn. Grab it, snatch it, and run away with it. Now he could run with the thing. It's hooking him. Why can't he call for national unity of government? What's his name? This PDP chairman. This one who run to Dubai. Atiku. Call them. If this is not working fine, call these people, sit down with them, beg them. How do we move Nigeria forward? They did the election here, I'm saying. ANC did not win the election outrightly. They call for national unity of government. Bring other parties together. They form their alliance to rule the country, to move the country forward. Why can't they do that? Tinubu, you are old enough to come out and say you want to rule Nigeria. You don't want to tell your age. You don't want to tell where you go to school. There's nothing good in you. Nobody knows anything about you. Did you fall from heaven? How do you expect something good can come out of Tinubu? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
All right. Thank you,
so
sir.
You need to be that team. You need to be just out of that team and put a competent person to move Nigeria forward.
Thank you, sir.
Enough is enough.
Thank you so much. Indeed, everybody knows.
Excuse me. Why are they looking for people who the chairman, the person who organizing the protest? Try to, because you're a failure. I don't want to accept you're a failure. see him making a hell of noise? He's supposed to be in prison.
We've heard you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your narrative and your point. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
How do we do the evening today? You said by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, today by 7 p.m. at Twitter Space on Shara Reporters. Yeah, let's meet there. All right, thank you, sir. Let's have another caller.
No problem, yeah.
Good morning, sir. Please, can you off your YouTube so that we can hear you better?
Hello?
Yeah, can you off your YouTube so that we can hear you better?
Just for a minute. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yes, brother.
Your name and where you are calling from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Ike, and I'm calling from London.
All right, sir.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a confirmation. A guy was saying that just like Sowore, that you made a comment that if we all should, for example, go our separate way, like for example, Oduduwa go is separate to a Biafra go, Arewa go, that there is the same politicians who destroy Nigeria that will still go into these different countries. And therefore, it will not work. Is that right? No. Is that true? I mean,
No, that is not the contest.
Okay.
Yeah, the contest is this. I said that everyone in Nigeria, if you ask every Nigerian in secret, including your politician, ask them in secret, all of them want Nigeria to be divided. After all, someone like Tinubu, as far back as 1999, he said he don't believe in one Nigeria. That is to tell you his mindset right from time. Now, the point is this. You see all these politicians, they don't have tribe. Both the Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, we have bad people, bad politicians. Now, the point is this. If we are unable to deal with them now, if we don't make these politicians to fear the people for us to have our liberty, when we still have our own country, I know that when you have your own separate country, it will be easier for you to deal with them because they are your own people. But we still have to start fighting them. That was the point. You see, that is why it's important for us to begin to fight it now.
Okay, but brother, let me tell you what I know from my own observation and all the years I've been in that country. I know Nigeria like the way you know your palm of arm. You see, this whole thing is happening because we are all clutched in this entity called Nigeria. For example, if we have Biafra, because I'm a Biafran, I can guarantee you more 200,000% that all these criminal and evil ritualists, governors we have in Biafra land and politicians, they will not, I can guarantee you that they will if we get Biafra today, they will go on exile. Not all, some will fight, like they will fight to the last, to their last blow. Some will die in the process of fighting because they see it as life and death. Some will run away. Now, for example, what I'm trying to, sometimes I'm very, when I explain, but so the thing basically is that anybody saying that if we go have Oduduwa, we have Arewa, we have Biafra, that is the same politicians will come and destroy it. That person is misleading people. It's just deception. Why do I say that? Look, for example, if Yorubas have Oduduwa today, you think they will allow Tinubu, an old senile old man that can barely stand on his feet, Yoruba will allow him to be their president? No way.
Absolutely no.
They will support Tinubu to be president of Nigeria because Nigeria is a no man's land. Nigeria is chop and chop. Nigeria is turn by turn. You come, you chop your own. When you chop finish 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be, you go. Another person continue. So this is how they see Nigeria. None of them believe in Nigeria. None of them love Nigeria. It's just chop. Right. You finish. So all this word when Tinubu is telling Nigerian people, I've heard you give me that, it's pure lies. In Islam, they call it takia. He's just lying to them to buy time. As long as God keep him alive, maybe 4 years or 8 years, when nothing will be done. When the job finish, he go. last year, when Tinubu entered, the youth were telling him, they gave him condition. They wanted to this protest now. They wanted to do it last year. Tinubu told them that they should please give him time. That in September last year, that he will make sure that the refinery in Port Harcourt and Warri will start working. So from there, he went to December. They couldn't make it. He lied because he's lied. He told them December last year, 2023, they will definitely start. December came and gone, and when in July now, the Warri refinery is not working. The one in Port Harcourt, none of them is working. They're just buying time because they've come to realize that whatever lie they sell, the people will buy it. Therefore, they don't even care anymore. And these are not human beings. So my point basically is that if we have Biafra today, the likes of Uzodima, the likes of all these people, they will never, they know they will run, they will be on exile, and the northerners will sort themselves out anyhow they want. If they want to continue Babiala, where their politicians will be throwing meat for them to, that's their business. But as far as we are concerned, as Biafra, if we have Biafra today, none of these politicians, none of the governors, none of the organizations will smell because they are polluted. They know already, and that is why also, as we speak now, they are fighting like hell for Biafra not to come, because they know what will happen when Biafra come. They know they will not smell it. They will not come near. Same goes for Yoruba. I cannot guarantee you that Tinubu will not smell that presidency. So Nigeria, so my brother, thank you so much. But by the way, I thank you for your effort, because not to try is failure already. So I recommend and I really commend your effort, and let's see what happens. But if you ask me, my honest opinion, you don't want to know what my honest opinion is about Nigeria. But yeah, bro, I tell you.
And that is the opinion. That is the opinion of a lot of people. Your opinion is not far from an opinion of the rest of people.
Yeah, you know why I said this? Why I raised the issue that I've also tried to raise it to show some time ago. I let him know, I said, bro, please, we have to be straight with the people. Let us not be mischievous and deceptive. Let's tell the people the truth. If we separate Nigeria today, none of these politicians are coming around. Because you see what they do in Nigeria, if they do this, they cross from APC to PDP. They continue. When something happens, they cross back to APC, back and front, crossing from party to party. And if you commit a crime, you join the ruling party, your sin is forgiven, like Oshomola said. So that is the game. But if the country divide, none of them, and that again, like I said, they will rather, some of them will rather die than to see the country divide, because Nigeria is their milk and honey. Nigeria is their, that is, and they are so wicked, so inhumane. These are not human beings. Everything they are doing, buying plane, buying brand new Jeep, when people can barely have 2 square meals a day. Jesus, these people are not human beings.
And that is why we said people should come out.
Well, but it's not easy. And I will tell you one spiritual angle. This was a revelation. This was a revelation. But again, it's an individual thing. It's not everyone that's going to buy into it or believe it. But this revelation was that Nigeria was formed by the demonic Lugard in the realm of darkness with 3 heads, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, to create Nigeria.
What happened to the rest tribe?
Sorry?
What happened to the rest tribe?
No. Of these 3 major tribes, Nigeria is majorly 3 tribes, if you know that. Nigeria is Wazobia, that is Nigeria. From the get-go, the way they created it, it's in recent time that we begin to hear this Fulani, Hausa, Fulani, this or that. But majorly is these 3, Biafra, Oduduwa, and Arewa. Right. We have the minorities quite all right, but they are all attached in one way or the other to the major groups. And the revelation was that one person from one of these was sacrificed in the creation of Nigeria. And I tell you that Nigeria, the case of Nigeria, and that's not to say that it's not going to be brokeable. It is brokeable because nothing lasts forever.
All right, all right, sir.
So let me not take too much of your time, but this is just a preamble. I wasn't supposed to say this, but I just tried to raise it slightly. So, but thank you so much for your effort, my brother. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Let's have another caller. Well, anyway, I think we have a lot of tribes in Nigeria anyway. And the Hausa people, the population of Hausas is not greater than the Urhobos. I don't think it's greater than the Benis, the Bibios, the thieves. So we have so many ethnic groups in Nigeria, and that's how they score. Good morning, sir.
Okocha, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Please tell the viewers your name and where you are calling from, sir.
Yeah, my name is Johnson.
We can hear you.
You can hear me. I was thinking I was going to see you on the screen.
Yeah, I'm on the screen.
I can see you on the screen, but my voice is not coming up.
Because you have to reduce it there for you to hear us. If you are hearing your voice, we can't hear you from here. Your voice is coming out.
Okay, then all right. Then let me reduce it then.
Talk to us.
You can hear me now.
Yeah, talk to us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah. What is the topic today? Is it the protest we're talking about?
Yeah, we are talking about the protest. We are talking about why the people should not fear the government. The government is supposed to fear the people. We are trying to tell the people that we are already in bondage and that a slave that does not rebel does not deserve pity. So these are the issues we are discussing tonight. And as you can see, the protest is fast approaching. So the preparation is on the top gear. So at this moment, we are hearing the public opinion, hearing from what people are saying about it. So tell us your stand, your contribution, and your opinion about the forthcoming protest.
My first take about this is that Nigeria is not ready for democracy.
Okay.
Yeah. Then two, the politicians, this set of politicians now, they don't want any good for Nigeria.
Okay.
I know there have been so many agitations that Nigeria should go to regional government, this and that, but the same politicians are still there.
But it will be easier to deal with.
The best bet is for a military government to come in and then streamline and then reconstitute Nigeria with a very good constitution, with all the sands around, and then we will be able to set a new template.
Okay.
You see?
You can hear you. Are you talking?
Yeah. Yes, I can talk. Yes, what I'm saying is that if Nigeria wants to be a good country, all this set of politicians need to get away first. The military should take over. Sort of.
You are listening to your YouTube over there. Is disturbing the call.
Oh, you can hear me now.
I can hear you, but your YouTube is like it's still sounding.
Okay, let me reduce it more.
Just off it after you come back to it.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying here now is that, you see, the best bet is that if Nigeria wants to be a good country, we need the military to come in.
Yeah.
Clean up the mess. They need to clean up the mess.
So are you advocating for the military regime?
Yes, because that's the only solution. These politicians are not going to do anything.
Why do you think that is the only solution?
Come again?
Why do you think that is the only solution?
That is the only solution. Look at this Tinubu government. This election of 2023 has been planned from 2001 up to 2002.
Okay.
But look at it. The CJM was with Tinubu in France.
Okay.
Then Mahmoud Yakubu was a very good right-hand person of Buhari. So the plan was very clear. That was why Tinubu was able to say, we'll drag it, we'll steal it, we'll take it by force.
What do we do now?
Yeah, the best bet is the action of Jerry Rawlings in Ghana need to happen in Nigeria. You see, the tree of liberty must be watered by the blood of the tyrants. There are so many tyrants in Nigeria. But the military need to come in and clean it up.
Don't you think that when we do things without, destroying things, without committing any crime, don't you think we will be able to achieve what we want?
You see, Nigeria is so corrupt that I don't think in the next 10, 20 years, corruption can be eradicated. Look at this poor man, Dangote, who invested 20 billion. And some Nigerians, the cartel, some of them who have this refinery in Malta, because they import those ones and get the money, they don't want that refinery to grow up. That is the attitude of Nigerians.
Yeah, the refinery belongs to Nigeria, in Nigeria.
Yeah. Dangote had one. Dangote has just finished his own. And then some of the Nigerian cartel, the oil cartel, they have their own refineries according to...
In Malta, they have their own refinery in Malta. That is why refineries have not been working in Nigeria.
Yes. They don't want you to work because the deal they are doing they will not be able to have the money. So you see, they have pocketed Nigeria. Nigeria has been pocketed.
All right. What is your support for this forthcoming protest?
Yeah, well, the protest maybe it could help, but I can foresee that it's going to bring a lot of problems.
How?
It's going to bring a lot of problems.
You think protest will bring problem? A military regime will not bring problem?
No. Now look at this protest that is coming.
Okay.
This particular protest.
Okay.
I am telling that this is what is going to happen.
Okay.
Tinubu has his own talks. The protest will be peaceful, but the talks will come in. When the talks come in, they will want to disrupt the protest, and then the police will join them.
No.
Possibly the army will join them.
No.
And then they will turn it and say, well,
no,
this problem.
No.
That the protest is going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen that manner. Yes, there will be, counter protesters that they are going to mobilize. You understand? We are prepared for that. Okay, we are prepared for that. Join us by 7 p.m. on Twitter Space this evening. We have a national meeting there. You will understand how prepared we are and how things is going to play out. We are ready for them.
I pray God he helps Nigeria. How can a tuber of yam be 9,000?
And that is why we are going to the streets. That is why we are going to the streets. And there is no two ways about that. That is why we are going to the streets. I'm encouraging people to come out in the street. You see, if we are many on the street, you see, they will have less action. They will know that these people are ready. They will find a place to enter. So that is it. There is no going back about it. Tinubu is a sponsor of protesters. He has been sponsoring protests right from time. So this time will not be different. Thank you, sir, for your...
That is when you see, this is the mistake. This is the mistake we made.
What is the mistake?
When the election was read by 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Believing that the law, when Peter Obi goes to appeal, they will hear his case properly. It's not going to be like that. I'm telling you. Look at it. Tinubu is now asking Akpabio to extend Egbetokun post to 2027. All these things are pre-planned. That man is a magic man. He is doing everything by rigging. And people, because there are a lot of people working for him. MC Oluomo will come to Lagos or he will stay in Abuja. All these Agbero will stay every corner and then they will start messing up things. But I pray God Almighty to let the protest come out well and let people on that, because a lot of people are hungry. Nigeria need to change. Look at what Rufai told him today. Come out. Don't speak through a spokesman. Come out and speak to Nigerians. He can't come out. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you so much, Sir. Just summarize your this thing.
Yeah, so I pray God Almighty to let the protest come out, and but I doubt it so much. I will advocate that the military should come in and clean up this mess they have caused, because a lot of these politicians need to get out.
All right. Thanks for your opinion, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think most Nigerian youths have taken inspiration from the from the very resounding statement of the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who had tweeted in the past warning the police not to harass Nigerians or to harass people who are protesting. And if you go on social media, you will also see documented statements issued in the past by this president encouraging public protest. It is the same for other people in the government. So when we look back, I believe that Tinubu is actually a supporter of protests. His public statements in that regard are very clear, and those who are going to come out to protest, they are not going to be inhibited by intimidation, by threats, because what is the issue really about? The policeman on the streets who is being given an AK-47 to shoot at a protester, when he goes back home, is also affected by the economy. Our soldiers that are being deployed to stop people from protesting, they are also victims of the misgovernance. Even personnel of the Security Service, they have families. They are affected by what is going on. So I think we have gotten to a point that we are all collective victims of the misrule. So whether the government wants to engage, whether the government wants to have a conversation, whether the government wants to listen or not, it is up to them. But one thing is certain. I don't think Nigerians are willing to be a conquered people. I don't think we are ready to live in a country where we cannot exercise our constitutional rights. Because that is the point that we have to stress, that protesting is not a gift, right? It is not something that the government say, oh, I have decided to give it to you today. As a matter of fact, Section 39 of our Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of expression. Section 40 of the Constitution guarantees the right to peaceful assembly and association. And in exercising that right, you don't need the consent of the police. Indeed, even when the law enforcement agencies, for example, as they typically do, come out to say, oh, we have gathered intelligence that hoodlums are going to hijack the protest, that miscreants are going to take over, are going to cause
mayhem, damage to buildings.
The law remains that even when you have gathered such intelligence, even when you believe that that protest will turn violent, you do not have the right to stop it. And this is an argument that we have fought and won in courts, including the case of Inspector General of Police and ANPP, where the then General Buhari led members of his party to protest. And the case of, Charlie Boy Oputa and Inspector General of Police, the courts have made this clear. So even when you believe there will be violence, people still have the right to protest. There is no alternative to protest. I think that is just the truth of the matter. We are dealing with people that are intentionally deaf. We are dealing with people that are deliberately blind to the voices of our people and to the collective suffering of the Nigerian masses. So when the question is asked, that is protest the solution? You can also ask, it's a rhetorical question. Because if protest is not the solution, what is the solution? Are we going to go to the National Assembly? We are not lawmakers. Those
like Joy said, writing letters, engaging with lawmakers.
Who are you going to write the letter to? Are you going to write letter to people who don't even have the time to read? Because if they have the time to read, they should be conversant with the problems of the country. And what is the debate even about? It took protests to end colonialism. It took protests to end military rule. It took protests to end apartheid in South Africa. It took protests to even bring the APC to power. In 2012, the whole country was shut down for 2 weeks. President Tinubu supported it. Those who are in this government supported it. So there is no alternative to protest. It is a democratic means of civic engagement. When people are not heard, They have the right to come out. And it's not a localized matter. Whether it's in the US, we see people protest for all sorts of things. Protest is a global phenomenon. We don't have an alternative to protest. Particularly, 1 year has passed. Nigerians have been patient. We've given the president 1 year. We've given because it's not just about the president.
So Nigerians need answers now. And one way to listen to a government, in your own words, that is deliberately deaf and blind is to hit the streets.
The only way we can make government to hear us is to hit the streets. So for me, I don't think it is encouraging that we should encourage people to engage in violence. For me, I believe that there is a way you can use a civil means to humble the government. For good 2 weeks, Buhari, Tinubu, all of them, they shut Nigeria down for good 2 weeks. They did it against Jonathan. I mean, for good 2 weeks. If Buhari, Tinubu can protest for 2 weeks, and you're a youth, you are saying that you can't protest. Sometimes I just laugh. If Tinubu, Buhari, as old as they were, from 2012 to 2015, they were shutting down Nigeria in 2 weeks in protest. They were shutting down in Nigeria. And that is why, you see, Woroshoinka, I respect the man because of his age and his intelligence. But according to Dumeje, as far as I'm concerned, of us are illiterate. Because this is the same man who was protesting when things was not bad like this. But if a man with a gray hair could protest, for 2 weeks, a man with gray hair could protest, I am so marveled that some youths are saying they are not going to protest. As in, I am still thinking about it. These people, do they really know what they want? Do they know their position, what they are going through in this life? Do they know? It is time we begin to ask ourselves questions. If all these old men, they were able to mobilize against Jonathan to the extent that they see the inhuman treatment they carried, the inhuman treatment they did against Jonathan. Up till now, let me tell you, Jonathan, he will never forgive, even though he's a forgiving kind of person. He can't forgive them. This is what they did, not because the country was bad like that. Yes, things have been going on in Nigeria right from time now, you understand, but not that the country was bad like that. And I'm still asking questions. Where is Osibanjo? Where is Wonoshoinka? Where is Adeboye? Where are they? Both Buhari, I know that Buhari is one of the problem, major one for that matter, but all of them carry out protests against Jonathan. Where are they? They have shut their mouth up. But you know what? If they shut their mouth up, we'll open our own. According to Fenda Kuti, it is time to talk. Basketball, don't open your mouth again. See, if we fail to do the right thing now, if we fail to do the right thing, you know what will happen? This government will assume that, yes, these people have exhausted their power. So let's continue to do the bad things we have been doing. Let's continue to do the bad things we have been doing. And of which, if we allow it to happen, I pray we will not live to regret it. Thanks for joining, Obi Amy. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Oliobieri, good morning. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I know that there are a lot of people, because of past history of Nigeria, because of past protests and so on and so forth. See, I want people to be progressive. You have to always think that things are changing. Join in the process. If you are doubting everything people are planning, join the process so that it will be clear to you. Because I believe myself, I believe in myself, and I also believe in the collective effort, what we can do together as people. So if we do not come together and let this thing happen, know that complain cannot do it. I'm so sorry to say this. You can cry me a river from here until tomorrow. It won't change anything. If you like, cry. It won't change anything. So the line is still open. You can call in and let us know what you think about this. But do not forget that when government fear the people, there will be liberty. And when the people fear the government, there will be tyranny. There will be oppression. There will be insecurity. There will be everything bad you can think about a government. It is the duty of people to make the government to have their fear. How can millions of people speak and politicians who are not up to 10 million will suppress us? If this is the only thing we are going to achieve, is enough. When you speak, the government will listen. If you conduct a referendum today, you say, let us vote. How many people want Nnamdi Kanu to be released? You will see that almost 90% of Nigerians want him to be released now. But the few people, the cabals, in collaboration with their colonial master who don't want him to be released, we still hold him because we don't have value. Let's tell ourselves the truth. And the process to regain this value is to humble them. And the best way to humble them is through peaceful protests. Occupy the streets. Occupy the streets. Dombre, good morning. You said, Mr. Marcel, the problem of Nigeria. Please, if I may ask, what has been since independent? One nation can't work. Well, I take to study Nigeria. I discovered that the military regime performed extremely well. Everything Nigeria have today was done during the military regime. I'm talking about mainland bridge, so many things, everything, all this refinery you are seeing, Warri refinery, it was the military regime that did it. Now, civilians, they assume office. They were unable to maintain refinery that the military built. Then they are military. But the military regime is not the answer. The answer is the people. The people is the answer. If you are unable to do anything, the military regime can enter and begin to do the same thing. So people are the solution. Me and you, we are the solution. The earlier we realize it, the better. So if you think that people cannot hear you, speak. If you think that people cannot hear the good things you are saying, go and curse your king and know that people are hearing what you are saying. So don't relent in your struggle. Don't back down. Don't think that all is gone. Don't think that nothing is going to happen, that what has happened before has happened, that everything we are doing is not going to work. But I tell you,
if the youths of this very country don't do anything, Nigeria is doomed. Many of us that are youths do not even know what is about to hit us in the nearest future. Thankfully, the youths are rising. A peaceful protest is about to be set into motion. The youths are waking up. The level of hardship in Nigeria is alarming. A lot of things are against the youths. The government are against the youths. The police are against the youth. EFCC are turning into a tool used only by those in power against the youth. The judicial system is now selective in passing justice. Many corrupt politicians are fixing their family members in strategic positions so that after their heavy looting, their wives, their husbands, or even their children can use the court of law and save their corrupt souls. Where is the future for a common man in this country called Nigeria? In this video, I will expose the hidden reason why the youths of Nigeria needs to do a peaceful against bad governance. I want us to have a clearer outline. Corruption in Nigeria is a chain reaction. From the First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, and now the Fourth Republic, corruption has been in place. Nigeria as a country has lost over $600 billion to corruption. The painful part is that many of our politicians steal this money in dollars and not in naira because they know that the naira will keep on depreciating. We are even talking about the 27.5 trillion naira budget allocation for 2024. Do you know that the former Senate President Ahmed Lawan and his cohorts misappropriated 30 trillion naira and the matter has been swept under the carpet? Nobody is saying anything about it. This is more than the 2024 budget. The most painful part why Nigerian youth are agitating is that Our politicians are stealing billions and billions of dollars on a monthly basis. But Nigeria as a country don't have enough gross domestic products. Aside crude oil, which we export in its crude state, we don't have a major source of income, maybe a mineral resources that we export and get money in foreign currencies in return. Majority of our annual budget are money borrowed from the International Monetary Fund. Now, this is where the future of Nigerian youths are in jeopardy. Our corrupt politicians using the International Monetary Fund to sponsor their corrupt and their exorbitant lifestyle. There are two things that are detrimental to the progress of a Nigerian youth in the nearest future. Number one is our corrupt politicians, and number two is the money borrowed from International Monetary Fund and the policies that goes with refunding of such an amount of money. Now, let me explain. From our corrupt politicians, from the 27.5 trillion naira that we have as a 2024 budget, the politicians are going to scamper, they are going to loot, they are going to steal at least 60% of that money. Bet me, these people are too greedy, they are too corrupt. Now, secondly, the International Monetary Fund and the money borrowed from them with the policies attached with the borrowing. For every amount borrowed from the International Monetary Fund, there is a policy that says that Nigeria as a country cannot withdraw all the money. There is a minimum withdrawal limit for every money borrowed from IMF. Now, here is where it gets nasty. Nigeria is already owing IMF 110 billion US dollars. And any small thing, we will run back to IMF to borrow more money, from which many politicians will still steal from. What we are doing with IMF, it is us compromising on the future generation just to satisfy the gratifications of today. We are merely feeding the pockets of our hungry and corrupt politicians. The IMF, at a first glance, it seems as though their offer is very fair, giving Nigeria 1% interest on money borrowed, and also telling Nigeria that they are not liable to start repayment until after 10 years. For example, if Nigeria borrowed $1 billion in 2024, paying back of that $1 billion will start in the year 2034, giving Nigeria a 10 years grace. Now, here is the issue. The 10 years grace is not the problem. Spreading the loan over a period of 30 years, even after the 10 years grace, is not the problem. The challenge here is the depreciation of Naira. Now, don't get me wrong. If Nigeria collects $1 billion, Nigeria will pay back that same amount of money. Not in the Naira, but we still convert their Naira to dollars just to be able to pay back IMF. Imagine if in 2024, $1 is being sold at 1,000 Naira. Imagine what will happen in 2064, that is 40 years from now. How much will Nigeria need to pay back to complete the payment of $1 billion US dollars? With an exchange rate of 1,000 Naira per $1, Nigeria will need to pay 1 trillion Naira to pay back $1 billion US dollars. But in 2064, if at that time $1 is equivalent to 5,000 Naira, it means that Nigeria will need to pay back 5 trillion Naira just to pay back $1 billion US dollars. You are not talking about the interest though. You have not talked about the interest. So you see, what we are doing currently with our government is just compromising on the resources that will be available for the future generation just because of our immediate gratifications. In the future, Nigeria might become bankrupt. Natural resources have a limit to which they can be stressed. This crude oil we are exploring like this, a time is going to come where crude oil is going to be no more. What will our future generation feed off of when our greedy politicians are busy packing the money meant for the future in hard currency just for themselves, just for their children?
I sent the message out to them. Are you aware that people are very angry out there? Are you doing something about it? And the response is that yes, we are aware it's the work of opposition. I say we are finished. Because no opposition would want to bring down the roof of the country on itself. Because they are in the country. So if the country collapses, is it only going to collapse on the ruling or the governing party? No. So when people in power start responding like that, then I'm worried. I'm worried for this president. I'm worried for myself. Wow. There's problem out there. A bag of rice is now selling for 100,000. A bag of maize is selling for 100,000. My wife was telling me that a basket of tomato is about 100,000 too. Onions. Every food is going up the price. Inflation is 40%. The value of our naira is going down. And then, not only that, when you tell people in government that, hey, people are hungry, angry, and they are preparing, or there are signs that they will revolt, and you say, no, don't worry about them. That is very, very dangerous. And I hope this will be, to me, God will exonerate me because I told them. And many Nigerians today told me and encouraged me to come for this year program, speak out on our behalf. And that's why I was elected. If the government doesn't do anything, there will be problem.
If government did not do anything, there will be problem. But let me tell you, the problem has come already. So there is no going back about it. The problem is already here. So thanks everyone for joining this broadcast. Please, we still have about 10 minutes to end this broadcast. Please, you can share your opinion, give us a call, and let's discuss before the time we end. I am seeing a question there. It's a Nigeria rating on fintech. I will make inquiries about that. I'll do more research so that I will answer a question that is not accurate, okay? Oh, no, it be Eric. You are the one that asked the question, okay? I can't answer what I don't know correctly, okay? Maybe you can also Google it and see it yourself. Motuanyingi, good morning, thanks for joining. Say it was only for our parents and their parents. We got Morungu when, okay, understand. Thanks for joining, okay? I really appreciate your time. I know some persons are supposed to be sleeping. Some persons are supposed to, even at work. People are in America this evening right now. So maybe as time goes on, we'll still talk about the time of this broadcast. If it is too late, we can still adjust it. We can still adjust it. So kindly join us at 7 p.m. today, 7 o'clock Nigerian time, GMT +1, on a Twitter space on Shara Reporters. We're going to have a national meeting, as I said before, about this forthcoming protest. There is no going back about that. So that is what we're going to finalize everything that we are going to do. Everything we are going to do. We are going to finalize it. So let us receive this last caller. I think this is the last caller of the day. When we receive that, we discuss what he's going to say and we can call it a day. Hello, sir.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Your name and where you are calling from, sir?
Yeah, morning is Ike. I'm calling from London. Yeah, I wanted to get your take. I wanted to get your take on what I said earlier as regards to the like the perception, you know. So what do you personally, what is your take on it, that if the country divide, the same people who destroy Nigeria, do you believe that?
I told you already now. I don't know that you did not catch it up. I said, see, as it is now, almost the whole person in the country, if you conduct a referendum, you will see that the referendum will swing, that let this country divide. There is no doubt about that. And that is what most of the politicians are talking in secret, but they can't say it openly. I'm coming. Then secondly, if they divide the country, there is 100% possibility that things will get better because each region will manage their own security. Imagine all this banditry now in Yoruba land. Imagine Yoruba people have their own country. They won't dare to come into their country. So I believe it is the effect of one Nigeria that is making all this insecurity to grow. Now,
exactly.
Yeah. Then the aspect of politicians is what I said. We should not wait till them before you start fighting them, because that time you have enough battle to fight. You understand? Even though when we have our separate regions and places, it will be easier for you to fight your own people. Because now, when you want to fight people, they say, no, leave him. What of the other person from the north? They did not fight him. The other person from the east, they did not fight him. The other person from the west, that is the effect of one Nigeria. You get it? So what I'm trying to say is that people are using, because they are agitating, because of that, they won't even ask politicians who are robbing us questions. If you tell them, they say, no, because we are agitating for, who is not agitating? Everybody is agitating. Even Tinubu is agitating. Tinubu self, if you ask him to choose Nigeria or that country, he will tell you, after I finish president, let them divide Nigeria. If you ask him in secret, he will tell you this. But what I'm trying to say is that don't say that until, because you are agitating, you will leave the governments to do whatever. They will do things and kill you. You will not even live to see that country. And God forbid that will not happen. So what I'm trying to say is that people should not say because they are agitating, because of that, they will keep quiet and see politicians destroying us. No, it can't happen. So that is where they misunderstand me. I can't keep quiet because you are agitating. Everybody's agitating in this country. If you like or believe it, everybody's agitating. Everybody wants the country to separate. But you will keep quiet that politicians should be doing nonsense because you are agitating. So that is it. We must be able to position. See, let me repeat this statement. Any country where the politicians fear the people, there is freedom and liberty. But any country where the people fear the politician, they are in bondage. They are in fact, I don't know the adjective to qualify the state we are in Nigeria, because the citizens are afraid of the politicians. So I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Let me make my final listing on based on what you just said. Because one thing I can guarantee you and anybody listening anywhere in the world is that there's nothing that is going to solve the problem if the people are not ready to lay everything on the line, because we're dealing with people who also, they are ready to lay everything on the line too, to keep Nigeria one. And keeping that Nigeria one is not for the good of Nigeria or for the good of the people, no, but for the good of just few of them, you know, just the few politicians. They don't care. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that except people are willing to give it all, including sacrifice for it's just because, again, this is where, when I say that when we have Biafra, for example, that is one thing I can speak 100% on, because I'm there and I know how it is. So I can only speak that with certainty, not other like Odudu or whatever. Now, so if we get Biafra by hook, and again, it's not going to be easy too, because they will not let go. But
do you know why? Do you know why it will not be easy? Why they will not let go easily?
Yeah,
it boils down to what I'm saying. You see why all this agitation is difficult? Because the politicians don't fear the people. We all were here when the politician from Southeast proscribed by POB. We were all here when they planned his kidnap. We were all here. Calm down now, calm down. We were all here when they were planning all those things, right? These people will never allow this thing to come quick if we do not make them to respect the people. That is the point.
Bro, it's not about respect. We are going to show them in no time from now. You will see what will happen. We are ready to, if it's pie, if it's die, whatever you want to call it, we are going for it. We will not leave it for a generation to come. No. Our great-grandfathers, they did their best, they did what they could, but it's a new generation. They will know soon that our life don't mean nothing. Let me tell you, a man who is not free is as good as dead. And we are getting there very soon. All these social demand, the rest of that, they will hear from us. You just wait and see. We are Biafrans, and we are not pursuing Nigeria agenda. We are pursuing Biafra, and we will lay our life on the line. When the time comes, whatever it takes, if we have to leave wherever we are, we find our way back home. Our generation, we have children, they are not going to fight this battle. We finish it. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. But like I said, everything will go down, whatever it takes. Because we cannot allow a generation unborn to live in subjugation, to live as second-class citizen, to the Fulani, the Marudas. who have no Jesus. No way, it's not going to happen. But everybody will hear, and the world will hear. God bless you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. For me, the point is this. You see, when you are doing something and it's not working, you change the pattern. That is what I believe. When you are doing something it's not working, you change the pattern. The way Nigeria is now, if we do not, the people did not take power back, the politician will not allow you to do anything, even election. The politician will not allow you to do anything. You know how many? Oh God. See, the right thing to do is to make sure that you first of all take your position. You cannot, maybe you are not standing well, you are standing in the pit and you want to start bossing. If they boss you once, you will fall. So for us to stand strong and stand well, we must make sure we take our place and put the politicians where they belong. So when we are talking, they will be respecting us. When you say we want referendum, they will listen to you. The reason why they can't listen now is because they don't fear the people. So maybe people, I don't support violence at all. People might say, okay, let us carry weapons. Let's not forget that at a time, Biafra was declared and there was 3 years war. And how did it end? So for me, there is a better way to do this, and it will come fast than you think. It will come fast than you think. So that is what I believe. Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate you people for your time and for everything. I think it is time to call it a day. This is about 2:10 Nigerian time. I really appreciate your time, your effort, and everything. So we can call it a day.
From the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I love them. They apply to humanity. Before America became what it is, they had enlightened men. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are born equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it is for these reasons that governments are instituted amongst men. And that when those governments fail to perform, it is the duty of those people to rise up and to remove such governments.